Welcome to the Action Playbook. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Coach Robin.
And we're helping leaders take action in life and business. Well, we've been recording for a minute 25 talking rubbish, so should we start a podcast?
Let's start a podcast.
It's been a few weeks, so welcome back to the Action Playbook, episode 20. Today we're talking about talk.
Talk.
What is talk, Robin?
Yeah, well, just before I go into what talk is, I have been having quite a lot of conversations with clients and prospects around marketing. So I thought, why don't we just do a couple of episodes on marketing, because it's such a vital part of business, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is, because we all know that best known beats best. So if you're not marketing, how does anyone know you're out there? Regardless of how good you are, how can they work with you?
Yeah.
So, Jason Fox, 02.
No, but I mean, there's this, what I see quite a lot of is where people don't take marketing seriously. And so what happens is that when things are quiet, they go, oh, I need to do some marketing, get some interest going. And so they go out there and it's like this seesaw or teeter-totter of business, right? You look for business, find the business, do the business. And it's like these things it's an either or. I'm either looking for business or I'm doing business. And that's not how effective marketing works. Effective marketing is basically you do it consistently. It's always on.
Yep, agreed.
Not on and off, on and off, on and off, as and when you need it. That's the longevity of what marketing can do for a business and for a brand.
Yeah, it's a sales pipeline, isn't it? A lot of people, especially if they're one-man bands, they get busy. They're like, I've got so much work on, I don't need it, so they turn it off. Then all that work slowly dries up. And like, oh my God, I'm so quiet, I need to do some marketing. And then it takes a while for it to build back up again.
Yeah, and our clients are very forgetful. Our clients are like goldfish, right? As soon as they've circled around the goldfish bowl, they've forgotten what it looked like when they first came around, right? And our customers are much the same. So the consistency of marketing is a key element. But then the other side of it is I also see marketing being done really badly.
Sure.
A lot of marketing that I see out there is it's about me, or us. This is what we do. This is how long we've been in business. We are skilled in A, B, C. Marketing should really be about them, right? When I go fishing, I'm using the bait that the fish likes to eat, not what I like to eat. If it was what I like to eat, I would be a even worse fisherman than I am already. And so, marketing is really about using bait that your fish eats. So I'm going to give just a little bit of a roundup of how to make marketing really effective.
Okay.
So we're gonna start off with the TOC, and the T for TOC is target.
Bullseye.
The bullseye, exactly. And so, and on the dartboard, the bullseye is really small, right? So the idea is that marketing should be on a sniper basis, not on a where you can zoom in right down to, on the heart or between the eyes of our customers.
Like shooting a Kennedy, not a school shooter.
Yes. Because the other approach, so we talk about these two approaches. One is shotgun, which is like spray and pray, right? And you just hope that the buckshot hits something, and something sticks. Or the sniper, which is, zooming in and targeting right down to the nearest millimeter of where you want to hit. And that's what we want to do with marketing. So when we look at our target, we're talking about our audience.
Sure.
Who are we targeting? And this needs to be really clear.
You got to know your customer.
You got to know your customer. And once you know your customer, you also know where they go. Where do they gather? What magazines are they reading? What websites are they going to? Where do they congregate? Where you can target them? What groups do they belong to where you can speak to them and reach your target audience more directly and more intentionally? Because this idea of, I don't know. I just get this feeling that for a lot of businesses, marketing is almost like a must do, and
it's a begrudged purchase. I don't think anyone wants to spend money on marketing because so often it's not quantifiable because people don't know their numbers. They don't know that actually if I spend $2,500 per month on advertising, I'll get X amount of work. That means if I want to employ someone, if I double that, make it $5,000, I can bring my first staff member on because I'll have enough to keep them busy and so on. They just go, oh, geez, things are getting a little bit tight. It's $2,000 a month. I'll let that go, and then at least we can still go away this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And even more so for a lot of people is just ticking a box, right? Well, I should be marketing, so I'm just going to put some photos or a short little video of me fixing the plumbing at someone's house, and that's my plumbing marketing done. Check.
Sure. Yeah.
And marketing can be such a great investment, and this is how I want to try and portray marketing as an investment, right? If you put $1,000 in, you get 10,000 back. You know the ROI on it if you're measuring it.
You'd keep turning that up, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you knew that and you're seeing that kind of return, why would you not spend more?
Exactly, right. And too many people look at it as an expense. Kind of what you were saying there. It's like, well, I need to go away this weekend, so I'll cut the marketing for a month and I've got my money because it's an expense. It's not. It is flat out an investment when it's done right. And so getting back to the target, that is the first thing that we have to get right. The first thing, right? So one of the ways that you do this is you create an avatar. And an avatar is you're almost putting a face to the ideal customer that you're looking for. And you can write it down. It's male or female. What age is this avatar? What are the interests outside of business? What are the interests of that avatar? Because that's also good to know. And the more you can hone in on your ideal target, the more you can hone in, the more you'll understand how to communicate with them, what you need to say, what they're interested in, what their problem is. This is the first rule of marketing is what problem am I solving?
And the crazy thing in this world is you can type in that avatar of that person, who's that customer that you've maybe dealt with 10, 16, 15, 100, I don't know, whatever many times, going forwards and backwards there, into ChatGPT. And then you say, write 5 problems that this customer has. And then write some solutions to their problems.
Yeah.
Then make this a Facebook ad and get your texts or your copyright or whatever. Like it's all there at your fingertips, and it can happen in 5 minutes. So there's not really an excuse for it anymore.
Yeah.
I actually did it the other day.
Yeah. Well, that's incredible, and it's just amazing. I just love all the tools we have at our disposal nowadays, and that is a great way to do it, right? It's really about what is the problem we solving for them, and marketing should always be about them, not about us.
Well, it goes back to the podcast a few episodes ago on communication. Don't speak to people how you want to be spoken to. Speak to them how they want to be spoken to. So as the buyer, what are my pain points? Not, I'm going to tell you how good my business is and how shiny my ute is. I'm going to solve these issues for you. Yep, no brainer, let's go.
Yeah, and that's what they want to know, 100%. Yeah, so the amount of importance that I put on getting that target right is a 10 out of 10. That is how important getting the right audience. I remember watching a rugby game. This is generalizing now. I'm just preempting this.
He's going to pretend someone other than the All Blacks won.
It might have been a Springbok All Blacks game. But no, I was watching a rugby game, and at halftime some ads came on, and one of them was for baby diapers. And I thought, right, you've just got it wrong, haven't you? Of course women watch rugby too, but 90% of that audience or 80% of that audience is going to be men chugging a couple of beers, maybe having some bar snacks in a pub or whatever. Those ads have not reached the ideal audience. Mm-hmm. And I remember that struck me as like, man, that is money wasted. Once you know your ideal audience, you can then start to target where they go. You know, what are they watching? What are they looking at? Where are they getting together, gathering? What meetings are they attending? What are their interests outside of business? Maybe that's a place you can get them. Like, for example, they might have kids. So marketing or advertising in the school magazine or around the sports fields, especially if you're somebody that offers services or products for the home, targeting a school, assuming of course that it's a family environment. Targeting a school for marketing is fantastic. It's a great way to reach your ideal audience if that's who you're going for.
Sure.
And then of course the next part is the offer. So you've got your ideal avatar or avatars. If you have different services that you offer, you might want to have different avatars for each one. Remember, we want to have an absolute clear picture of who that is. But now what do we actually say to them, right? What is the offer? And that's where understanding their needs, wants, and desires becomes really important. You want to target them through making sure you've got the right offer that is going to mean something to them.
It's kind of like the when you're doing your elevator pitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that pain point that you're solving in that pitch?
Yeah. Or a desire. Perhaps it's something they aspire to that you can offer, and you can solve the problem for them through, I don't know, having a nice car. You have a finance deal that you can make it affordable. And so, making sure that you've got the right offer for the right audience. Again, I just see too much spray and pray. I'm a plumber, so anyone that has a house, a building, commercial or residential, needs my services. So I'm just going to target no.
Versus, actually, I like the drain laying side of it. So I'm a drain layer, not a plumber. Or I only do commercial buildings, and I want to be in high-rises. So, really niching it down to what it is that you want to be doing as well.
Yeah, and who's making those decisions, right? Is it the husband? Is it the wife? Or is it the owner of a commercial building? And targeting to that extent means that the offer will be honed in for them specifically.
Yeah.
And how important is the offer? Well, that's a solid 5 out of 10. I'll give that a 5 out of 10. Right? It's not as important as getting the audience right. Getting the audience right and talking to them is number one. And then number two is making sure we're solving the problems that they want, because not everybody's needing a plumber right now. Unless I've drilled a hole in the wall and there's water gushing out, my pain point isn't strong enough to say, hey, let me look out, let me see what plumbers are out there.
Yeah.
So, getting that offer right is the next step that, very important, not as important. And then the next one is the copy. So you got your target, you've got your offer, now you put it together and what is that message? How does that message translate to, the relevance to the audience you're talking to? I don't think that the copy is as important. In fact, I'd give it a 1 out of 10. I mean, you still got to get it right, and I do believe words matter. Messages matter. But if you've got the right audience and you've got the right offer, it's solving a problem for them, the copy becomes less important. It's just a way to convey the offer. That's all.
Yeah, it's because you're holding all the importance of being in the right room. So if I'm the plumber and I go into a primary school and start pitching the children about my plumbing services, I'm definitely in the wrong room. But if I walked into the same room and started trying to sell Matchbox cars, at least 50% of those people in that room would probably be into my Matchbox cars. So at least I've got the right audience, because boys love cars. And if they don't, I've got nothing in common with them. But that's
you don't want to be there.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the real importance of the room. And then you can have the best, the shiniest ad, everything, and you put, I'm selling houses today, and I put it in a sewing club or something, put the ad up there. it's probably the wrong audience, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, just niche that down, do the avatar, understand who it is, and do some copy for it, and also A/B test it. I have 2 avatars because you can't just put one ad out there and assume it's going to be best. Run 2 ads and then check. Okay, this one's performing better. Why is it performing better? Is the text different? Is it the image? Make some adjustments, and that's how you actually get more results for your ad spend. If you just put something up there and forget about it, tick that box as Robin says, you probably will be disappointed. And hey, I've been disappointed a lot of times. I'm going to very expensive professionals to do our marketing moving forward because, like I said at the start, I want to know that if I spend $2,500, $5,000, whatever it may be, on advertising, I can employ someone. So as soon as the right person comes along, go, hey, I'd love you to be a part of the team. I just spend the money on the ad spend and get them busy.
Yeah, it's 100% true, and a great segue for another point, which is, what is the best medium for advertising or marketing? What is the best channels? And I just want to make this point. There is no such thing as a bad channel. There's just a badly used channel. And I often hear people say, yeah, I've tried social media, it doesn't work for me. Well, have you tried and tested it enough? Have you tweaked it enough? Have you A/B tested it? Have you tried different platforms, Instagram versus Facebook versus LinkedIn, for example? And so there is no such thing. I mean, every single marketing channel exists because it has a fit for purpose for someone. And so, whether that be newspaper, TV, magazine, the biggest issue is this idea of an assegai, right? In Africa, an assegai.
Straight over the head.
An ass and a guy. No, in Africa, a lot of time and love is put into making an assegai, right? It's a labor of love.
Is it food or what is it?
Assegai is a spear. Making a spear. Sorry, I should have just said spear. That would be easier.
All right. Have we caught up, New Zealand?
They've got to find the right piece of tree, and they've got to clean it, polish it, craft some metal into a spearhead, and then they go hunting. Now, in what we do in marketing these days is we throw the assegai once, and if we miss, we just walk away. Well, okay, bad assegai. Well, that's not how you do it, right? You've put all the work in. You might as well just go and pick up the assegai, find it, pick it up, and throw it again.
Throw it at a different crowd, yeah.
Throw it at a different crowd. Throw it at a different way,
Miss the cheetah, maybe that elephant. Oh, yeah, got it in the leg. That was an easier target.
Yeah. But too many people throw an assegai once and then walk away. And there's not enough testing that's been done and tweaking that's been done to improve the marketing. And I think if we just get away, from this idea of spray and pray, I often hear people talk about brand exposure. I'm doing a branding ad, or I'm just doing brand exposure. I don't believe that's effective unless you're a massive brand.
That's it. You're not McDonald's. You're not Nike. No one's really heard of you.
Yeah.
They probably don't have your logo tattooed on them or wearing it in their clothing.
Yeah.
Unless they're employed by you and you went to embroider me or something. Plug. That one's for you, Steve. Chances are people don't know who you are and you're not as memorable as you think you are. A lot of people do this with their logos and stuff too. I'm not going to start the business. The logo's still not right. I've been working on it for 6 months, but we're almost there. Mate, no one's going to be able to tell you after you've been trading for 5 years. When you sit down and say, hey, can you just draw my logo? They're not going to be able to draw your logo. So
that's not what sticks in the mind.
No, your business, your services. So you got to be out there in front of them, but solve the pain point and you might get that click or that phone call.
Yeah, and let them know. So, just to summarize, take time. Marketing has to be intentional. There's got to be a lot of intentionality behind it. Take the time, create those avatars, make sure you've got the right target audience. Then look at your offer. Are you solving the problem? Remember, it's all about them. It's not about us, right? The only thing that, as far as I'm concerned, that should be on an ad that's about us is our logo or our contact number. Put the offer out there, make sure it's targeted at them, solving their problem and wants, needs, and desires. And then ultimately the copy, make sure that it's languaged in the right way so that it resonates with the audience that you're talking to. And it's not resonating, it's not you making yourself look smart, which is often what happens. People start putting credentials and, it doesn't matter. People don't understand it. It's about us and not about them. Change that around, make it about them. And test and measure. Test and measure. Tweak it. And the best advice that I can offer, use something like Facebook or Instagram to test it, because you can do it for free and you can see what response you get from people before you go and put money behind it and, boost the ads or advertise on those platforms. Just test it for free. The audience can tell you if your audience is right.
Yep. And even if you do spend some money, you can spend it very cheaply. And it's got A/B testing tools, all the rest of it. You can run 2 ads side by side with the same text and just change the picture. Is the picture captivating? Okay, this picture's working well. Maybe I'll try that picture now with 2 different texts. Oh, this text is working better. Just those little tweaks all the way through.
And it's amazing the difference that those little tweaks can actually have in terms of reachability and relevance for the audience.
And I know that's why I've always been frustrated with marketing, because I haven't had the time to put it in. And people that have done it for me in the past haven't really done that A/B testing. The real top marketing companies out there that I know doing that stuff daily for their clients. Okay, that one's performing well. Tweak. All of a sudden, in 3 months' time, they've got this killer campaign that's driving them heaps of leads. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. The next one, I want to talk a little bit more about the detail around how to message and reach, grab the attention and reach the audience you want.
Sounds sexy. So get out there and take some
action.